Hello and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we'll be reviewing the stack layout. So now, in case you don't know it or you don't understand what is a stack layout, it's like an XML element or XAML element that we can use to stack our element either horizontally or vertically. So we have these two options, either go up and down or top to bottom, or let's say left to right. Okay, so we have this option now. If we wanna, this is just like an example page I have. It's called stack layout example, and of course you can find the source code for this tutorial in the description of this video. So now we have this stack layout element, okay, and I have specified the orientation. Now, in case you don't know it, the orientation, it is the way we can specify which way the elements will be stacked, either horizontally or vertically. Now by default it will be horizontal, okay, but also you can come down here and change it to vertical. Okay, so this is the way we can set the orientation of the elements. All right, so now let's go ahead and see it in action. Now I have right here two box views. Now a box view is just a colored box, okay, and it has this color. I will give this one the color of red, okay, so we can tell it. Now notice that I have two options or horizontal options right here. The first one is start and expand, and the second one is end. Okay, so what's this one tell us? This one tell us that start this element and expand it, okay, and go to this element, and this element end this row. Okay, so now let's go ahead. I will run it on my device, and let's see how it will be looking like. So now after running it on my device, notice that we have this one. This is the first element, the first box view, and this is the last element. And as you notice, they are stacked beside each other, because we tell them that you start and expand, and this one go to the end of the layout. Okay, so this is just like some basic options that we can work with the stack layout. All right, and you will need like I think most of the time you will need to work with some kind of layout when you create pages in Xamarin Forms. So now we have seen the way we can stack them horizontally. Okay, now what I would like to do, I would like to remove these options. Okay, and I will just leave them with the default option, and I don't need I don't need the orientation, because by default it will be horizontal. So now what I would like to do, I would like to go and do this attribute. I will call in the spacing attribute. Now the spacing attribute is specify the spacing between elements inside the stack layout. Now by default it's 6 pixel according to the Xamarin documentation. I will try to go to Extreme, and I will add 18. I will save. Now I will run on my machine. So now this is the output in my device, and notice that we have this spacing right here between each element, and like by default it will be it will be about the half of this space. So the spacing attribute will allow us to control the spacing between each element inside the stack layout. Okay, now let's go much deeper. Now what if we want to add another stack layout, but this time we want it to be nested? Okay, now I will add right here, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna call in the stack layout. Okay, now we have a nested stack layout again inside the same stack layout. Okay, and we can also add our own elements right here. So now we have it like here. Okay, this is the two elements inside this stack layout, and we can add as many stack layouts as we want and nest them inside each other. Okay, so now before I continue and run this example, what I would like to do, I would like to show you how we can work, let's say, with the stack layout programmatically instead of let's say XAML. Okay, so now I will go down here. I would like to add a new item. Okay, I would like add a blank page right here. Okay, and what I would like to do, actually I will not add a blank page. You see this, the blank content page, but with the C sharp. Okay, let's select this one and let's call this one stack layout programmatically. Okay, okay, or let's call it stack layout code. Okay, so we can tell that this one is built using code, not using a XAML page. So now by default this page or this example page or the default template will send us to this class right here, and notice that we have a content page. Okay, and inside that content page as a constructor, notice what we have this content property, and inside that content property we are defining a stack layout. Okay, so you can work, this is like sometimes or some let's say UI elements in Xamarin Forms, you can work with them either programmatically or using the XAML pages. It's totally up to you. I always recommend going using the XAML pages, okay, because this way you cannot like tell exactly where this element will go, where this page will go, etc. So now we have right here this content property and it's set to this stack layout. Now what if we want, let me come down here and hit control and space. Oops, sorry, I'd like to come down here and hit control and space, and notice with me that we having the same attributes that we will have like in any other normal XAML page. Like if I go like, notice this is the orientation. Okay, we can call in also the spacing right here. Okay, so just like working with any normal stack layout in the XAML code, there is nothing new, nothing different. Now what I would like to do, I would like to add another label. I'm gonna just copy this one. I'm gonna say this is new label. That's it, new label. Now if you wonder like what happened if I don't add a stack layout in my pages, the Xamarin Forms unfortunately will show the last element defined. So like this one will be shown and this one will be hidden. So make sure you add stack layout or any other layout to your pages. Don't leave it like with the default content page element. So now we have defined this. Now what I would like to do, I would like to add a new code. Let me hit to the main page. I will add a new button for this one. Okay, I'm gonna call it BNT stack layout code. Okay, go to stack layout page. Okay, we're gonna add a dash and a code right here. Now I will add this new event right here, and I will add a new event handler. I will press F12 and I will just take this one. Okay, now in case you don't know what this code do, it will navigate to the different pages inside our own application. Okay, and I'm going to call in the stack layout code actually class. Yep, and everything seems working fine. So now let's just, yeah, we added the label. Okay, now we'll actually run this. Okay, and let's see what will happen with the nested layout right here, and also with the coded stack layout. All right, so let's run this and let's see. So now right here I have run the application on my device. Now I will go first thing first to the stack layout example page, and notice that this is our own nested stack layout code. It's working fine, no problem whatsoever. We can see all the elements that we need. So I will hit back also. Now I will go to the stack layout page, but it's built on code. It's not using XAML. So if I go to it now, notice that we don't have like any difference, just like any normal XAML page. It shows this is stack layout with these elements, no problem whatsoever. But again, I have to tell you that make sure you don't use the code unless it's necessarily. Okay, always go to the XAML. Okay, because you can tell this element will go to this way, this element will go to that way. With using code it will be much harder. Okay, and it will be much difficult to trace where every element will go. So make sure that you subscribe and like this video. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching.